Only 5 Premier League clubs have won the Premier League title in the last 10 years. However, today that is going to change as I'm going to win the Premier League with every single club. So the first team in this video, we do have Tottenham Hotspur, and here is the beginning squad. We do have 90 million to spend on this already amazing squad. With Tottenham bringing in the likes of Richarlison, Bissouma, and Lenglet, it was our turn to bring in a couple signings to help us win that league title. So we then signed 2 players in Benjamin Sesko for a backup striker and Alessandro Bastoni from Inter Milan. This is the final squad for season number 1, and Harry Kane will be their captain. And the first game of the season was going to be a difficult one as we had Manchester City. However, even though if they're the Premier League champions, we weren't going to give it to them easy. And here comes Hume on the ball. Comes back, gives it back to Harry Kane. Can we make it 1-0? And yes, we do. And it was looking like the Heung-min Son and Harry Kane partnership was gonna be dangerous. Son does find Harry Kane. It's still Harry Kane. He goes back. It's Harry Kane. Finesse shot Harry Kane. And he finishes it. The Man City defense simply cannot stop this duo. It's still Harry Kane. Through ball. It's a Heung-min Son. Can Heung-min Son get his goal of his own? Heung-min Son. And yes, he does. We then get one more chance to completely embarrass Man City. It's still Heung-min Son. Heung-min Son gives it to Harry Kane. Can he finish for his hat-trick? And yes, he does. The game did finish 4-0. What an amazing start to the video. 5 games in, we're sitting in 6th place with 10 points. But up next, we play Arsenal. But straight away in the 60th minute, of course, this happened. Does find Harry Kane. Harry Kane back into Heung-min Son. Can we get another goal between them? It's Heung-min Son with a shot, and he puts it in. And then it happened again. Harry Kane gives it to Heung-min Son, and it's Heung-min Son looking for a shot. Heung-min Son, and he puts it away. And it seemed like if we were gonna win the Premier League title, it would be because of these 2 men. Harry Kane gives it to Heung-min Son on his left foot. Can he finish Heung-min Son, and he puts it away. And then we pick up a 3-0 victory. Another amazing result. And guess what? The domination just kept happening. Win after win, goals after goals for Heung-min Son and Harry Kane. Halfway through this season in January, we're sitting top of the table with 51 points. And of course, but who else than Harry Kane and Heung-min Son top of the goal scoring charts. However, up next we had a tough test against 3rd place Chelsea. And in the early moments in the game, this happened. Boys, at the start of the game, Heung-min Son gets injured. That is huge, bro. That could cost us the league title this season. We do end up simming the rest of the game because Heung-min Son couldn't play anymore and we win 2-0. But let's just hope that he isn't out for a very long time. Boys, and it looks like Heung-min Son is out injured for 3 months. Hopefully he comes back by the end of the season. And after that injury, we just took L after L after L after L. And to attempt to pick up this form, we decided to play this game against Man United. It was obvious that early in the game, life without Heung-min Son was gonna be difficult. Rabiot, into Jadon Sancho, and we concede already, bro. And then what proceeded next was an embarrassment as we conceded 3 more goals to Man United. We are nothing without Heung-min Son. However, even with all of this disparity, we do have a shining light in Benjamin Sesko as he produced this. Kane finds Sesko. Sesko on the ball, turns, shoots. Benjamin Sesko? Okay. With Heung-min Son out injured and Harry Kane having a goal drought, Benjamin Sesko could be the one that leads us to the title. 29 games in, we slipped down to 2nd place behind Liverpool. However, Sesko, the shining light, continued to deliver as he scored 4 goals in 3 games. He then sent to the final match day of the season, and Arsenal out of nowhere took the lead and we were right behind them. And it seemed like even after all the losses and the injury to Heung-min Son, the title was going to be decided against Arsenal in the final game of the season. However, we do receive some good news as Heung-min Son has returned from injury. But we went ahead and put our best lineup for what it seemed like one last time. If we win this North London derby, we will be Premier League champions. But if we do not, we have to continue to another season. It's still Son finish out Heung-min Son. Great save. Come on, can this duo connect Harry Kane into Heung-min Son? Can he finish? And it's a great save, but he puts it away. Let's go, boys. We're 1-0 up. If we win this game, we win the Prem. And just like that, with Heung-min Son's goal, the ref blows the whistle, and we pick up Tottenham's first trophy in 14 years. That is our first Premier League trophy. We still have 19 teams left. However, make sure to stick around for the rest of the video. There's going to be a lot of stories in this video, and the hardest challenge known to man, winning the Premier League with Man United. The next team we do have is Bournemouth, and here is the first squad. With only 13 million in the transfer budget, we had to turn Ryan Christie into a center attacking mid and make sure nobody was running out of a contract or had a release clause. We then decided to sell Junior Stanislas and Adam Smith to accumulate 18 million. And then with those 18 millions, we brought in 2 players in Todd Canwell and Oscar Mingueza from Barcelona. This was the final squad. In season number 1, we then simped to the end of the season. And in season number 1, we finished in 13th place. However, we did concede 83 goals. And if we take a look, it's because Mark Travers is 74 rated. However, scoring goals in this team wasn't an issue as Dominic Solanke picked up almost 20 goals. We then move on to to season number 2, where we have been given 34 million, which we spent it all on Kepa Arrizabalaga. So this was the final squad in season number 2, and we did finish in 9th place this time around. And once again this season, attacking wasn't our problem as Dominic Solanke scored 26. So in season number 3, it was obvious we had to improve everybody behind the center attacking mid. And with only 30 million to spend, we brought in 2 players in Jan Valerie and Morgan Gibbs-White from Wolves. And this time around we finished in 6th place with once again Dominic Solanke destroying the Premier League. And in season number 4, our side was really looking like a Premier League winning side. And this time around, having 63 million, we spent it all once again on a left back by the name of Pedrosa from Monaco. We then simped to the end of the season, and somehow we were sitting in 1st place on the final game. If we won or draw against Leicester City, we were confirmed Premier League champions. Here is our final side. Let's get into the game. And with one of the most boringest games in history, Dominic Solanke gave us the winning goal in the 92nd minute, and we became Premier League champions with AFC Bournemouth. And the team we had up next was the Blues in Chelsea. And with this Chelsea side being so stacked, we had to sell a couple players. So with a lot of controversy, we sold Azpilicueta, Pulisic, Callum Hudson-Odoi, Hakim Ziyech, Loftus-Cheek, Kennedy, and of course Ross Barkley. And they gave us 390 million to spend on the squad. And spend all of it we did as we signed Cristiano Ronaldo from Man United, Leon Goretzka from Bayern, and of course Marquinhos from PSG. This was the final amazing squad, and N'Golo Kante led the side. And pretty obviously we simped to the final game of the season, and we're sitting in 1st place, only 1 win or a draw away from winning the Premier League. We did have Fulham, so it looked like it was gonna be easy. However, early in the game, Ronaldo is denied, and then Mitrovic scores this goal. We were 1-0 down. And even with this world-class side that we have, Gazzaniga just wouldn't let anything as he made save after save. And at halftime, Tottenham were tied, but if they were to win and we were to lose, we would not become Premier League champions. But then finally, who else but Cristiano Ronaldo to score us the goal to win us the Premier League title? That is 3 teams down, only 17 left to go. The next team we had was gonna be a test as we had Nottingham Forest, and this is the starting squad. We quickly went ahead and sold deadwood players we would not use. And those sales helped us accumulate 53 million, which we used to sign 2 players. We went ahead and signed Angel Gomez from Lille and the permanent transfer of Dean Henderson from United. We had a pretty decent team in season number 1, and Brennan Johnson was the brand new captain. Starting off this season, however, we had Liverpool. It was gonna be tough. But little did the Premier League know we had a superstar in the making in Brennan Johnson. Can we get a goal with Brennan Johnson? Can he take the lead? Brennan Johnson with a shot, and it goes in. Brennan Johnson puts it away. And if we were gonna win the Premier League with Forest, it would be because of this kid. Links, Lingard, through ball into Brennan Johnson. Can he get a second? Brennan Johnson, and he does. And to complete Johnson's 10 out of 10 performance, he scored his hat-trick. The game finished 3-1. However, Brennan Johnson would just not stop carrying the side, scoring goals after goals after goals. We then finished the season in 12th place, and Brennan Johnson scored an amazing 15 goals. Moving on to season number 2, we have been given 40 million. And if you take a look at the side, there's a lot of young players and a lot of players who have never played in the Premier League. So in order to improve our team and eventually win the Premier League, we need some experienced players. So in that, we went ahead and signed Loftus-Cheek from Chelsea and Nathan Ake from Man City. With the squad in season number 2 looking even better, we're ready for this season. We then simped 30 games into the season, and somehow we're sitting bottom of the table. And to desperately try to pick up our form, we played against Leicester. After 2 big missed opportunities, of course the captain was gonna deliver. Can we win this game? Brennan Johnson, and with a shot, and it goes in. With this victory against Leicester, we're hoping we can survive relegation, moving up all the way to 18th place, and of course Brennan Johnson has carried us. After a couple mixed results in April, we only had 4 games left in this season. Still sitting in 19th place, it looked like we were gonna go down to the championship. We then picked up a 3-0 victory against Newcastle and a surprising 1-0 victory against City. But sadly, after that, we lost 4-2 to West Ham. That could send us down. With only 1 left game to go, we have to play Liverpool. However, even if we do win against Liverpool, Watford have to go ahead and lose their game. But you know what? Let's sim this last game of season number 2 and hopefully pick up a victory. And it's going to be a 3-2 victory. 2 goals from Ankel and 1 from Awoniyi. But the question is, did Watford lose? And boys, as we scroll down the league table, did we somehow survive this year in the Premier League? And yes, we have, finishing in 16th place. Let's go. So yes, we somehow survived relegation, and of course Brennan Johnson was the top goal scorer. Season number 3, we made 2 huge sales, and Jesse Lingard to Bayern for 44 million and Ruben Yates to Sociedad for 40 million, while selling 3 more deadwood players. And with 144 million to spend, we brought in 2 amazing players, and that was Eberechi Eze from Palace and Tammy Abraham from Roma. And after 11 games played, we wanted to test out the side against West Brom. After narrowly surviving relegation last year, we started off with a flying start with Brennan Johnson, of course, scoring a hat-trick. The game then finished 3-0, then we simped to the end of the season where we finished in 5th place, an amazing season for the Nottingham Forest. And surprise, surprise, as Brennan Johnson scored 25 goals. Since Brennan Johnson was scoring all these goals, I decided to change the formation and turn him into a striker. And in season number 4, we have been given 151 million to possibly win the Premier League title this year. 2 more signings came to Nottingham as we signed Curtis Jones and we have signed Benjamin White from Arsenal. And now comparing to the side to the very first one, it looks like we could possibly win the Premier Premier League this year. So we then sim to the end of the season to find out that we're currently in second place right before the final game of the season. We are only 1 point behind Chelsea as we play Southampton and they play Everton. They either have to lose or draw to Everton, and we have to guarantee to win against Southampton. And well, beating Southampton wasn't the hardest thing in the world as we smacked 7 in their home stadium as we destroyed my home club. But then the ref blew the whistle and well, this happened. The ref blows the whistle. They're not celebrating, boys. Chelsea must have won their game. 5 goals from Brennan Johnson. And we didn't win the Prem, bro. So yeah, pretty much Brennan Johnson scored 5 goals in the final game of the season, 31 in 1 year, and we still couldn't win the Premier League trophy. And starting off season 5, the worst news possible hit our inbox. Brennan Johnson joins Chelsea as he had a release clause of 150 million. And with the loss of Brennan Johnson, we had to make 2 huge signings if we ever wanted to win the Premier League. So we decided to bring in ex-player and new captain Matty Cash, and we also brought in generational talent in Phil Foden. This side has never looked so good. I think it's time we won the Premier League. And my statement seemed to be right as halfway through the season, we're sitting in second place undefeated as well as Chelsea. The only game that Chelsea and Nottingham didn't win was against each other because they drew 2-2. But the battle for the title was not the only interesting bit as Foden and Johnson were fighting for the golden boot. The title race, it seemed, was going to be set up for the final game of the season as our last game in this year will be against Chelsea. So we then of course sent all the way to the Chelsea game, and once again we're still sitting in second, still without a single loss, and Chelsea as well not losing a single game so far. And the pressure in the golden boot race is just the same as Brennan Johnson has taken the lead by 1 goal. So boys, last time around not a 7-0 victory could have gotten us a title from Chelsea, and Brennan Johnson has joined them. Can we possibly win the Premier League title with this final squad? It's going to be the battle of Nottingham versus Chelsea and Brennan Johnson versus Phil Foden. And early in the game, probably the most dreadful thing occurred. Oh, it's through ball to Brennan Johnson in 4th minute of the game, and already we've conceded to Brennan. And just like that, our hard work for the entire season could be put away just because of Brennan Johnson. However, this forward side really had heart as they took shot after shot after shot. And finally, after continuous pressure, we got what we deserved. Through ball into Tammy Abraham. Can he finish it? Tammy Abraham first time finish, and it goes in. Let's go, boys. Just when I was losing hope, it's 1-1. And when all hope seemed to be lost, in the 80th minute, we had one final chance. Here goes Matty Cash. He still has the ball. Matty Cash crossing. Can he find Eze? And he does. Boys, in the 89th minute, I don't know who it was, but Eze finishes it. Assist from Matty Cash. This has to be the league title. Brennan Johnson falls to his knees as we pick up the Premier League title after all the adversities we have been through. On to the next team. And if you guys thought that winning the title with Nottingham was difficult, imagine winning it with Man United later in the video. So up next, we had Aston Villa, who had a pretty good squad. And straight away, we got rid of some deadwood, which accumulated to 48 million to help improve the side. With that 48 million, we brought in James Ward-Prowse and Joao Pedro to the side. Our starting 11 is untouched other than James Ward-Prowse, and Emiliano Martinez is the captain. And at the end of the season, we finished in a surprising 4th place with Ollie Watkins being the star of the show. Transitioning to season number 2, our squad was looking amazing as we sold 4 more deadwood players. And now with 200 million to spend, we brought in 3 signings in John Stones, Kulusevski, and Brandon Williams. The new squad was looking amazing, and Jacob Ramsey was the new captain. At the end of season number 2, somehow we missed out on the league title by 3 points, and again Ollie Watkins scoring the goals. And with 200 million to spend this year, we brought in Kobo and Marco Verratti to the squad. Now take a look at the squad. Tell me that this isn't a Premier League winning side. So we sim to the end of the season, and of course we won the Premier League, but we're gonna play this final game against Brighton. Jacob Ramsey picks up 2 goals, then Ben Kamara finishes the journey with a 3rd goal as we win our 5th Premier League title of the video. So up next, we had Brentford, who had a really terrible side in FIFA. The first thing we did was convert Rico Henry to a right back, and then we sold 4 deadwood players to accumulate 37 million. And with that 37 million, we brought in 3 promising Premier League players in Chalobah, McAllister, and of course Fabio Silva. Now with a pretty decent squad in season number 1, we sim to the end of the season where we finished in 10th place. And our biggest issue seemed to be the defense, as we had a negative goal difference and our top clean sheets with only 5. So in season number 2, we sold 4 players including David Raya to buy a new goalkeeper. And now with 65 million in the bank account, we brought in Alba Lafont and Douglas Luiz to help improve the defense. And once again, the squad was looking promising as it actually worked because we finished in 6th place at the end of the year. However, this time around, I identified that we need to score more goals if we ever want to win the Premier League title. And even though Ivan Toney scored 18 goals, I think we need a 20 goal a season striker. So in season number 3, we sold 3 more players to accumulate 100 million. And with that 100 million, we splashed the cash on 2 Premier League superstars in Anthony Martial and Callum Hudson-Odoi to improve the attack. That front 3 was looking amazing, and it worked as we finished in 2nd place at the end of season 3. And take Taking a look at the squad in season number 4, I think we're just missing a Premier League winner in order to actually win the trophy. So with an outstanding 133 million, we went ahead and brought in Fabinho from Liverpool to help us win that title. And winning us that title was a possibility, as in the last game of the season, we were only 2 points behind Man City. Possibly the final squad of the video as the game begun when we scored with Martial. We then scored 2 more goals in the first half with Callum Hudson-Odoi and Brian Mbeumo. And at halftime, surprisingly, Everton was beating City. And then in the second half, we finish up the job as Mbeumo scores 2 more goals and Fabinho, the title winner, helps us seal that title. With 6 Premier League titles won so far, we move on to Arsenal, who have an amazing squad already. And with 100 million to spend, we brought in 3 players in Yuri Tielemans, Wesley Fofana, and Max Aarons. And in season number 1, the squad was looking pretty good as Odegaard is the new captain. And straight away, Gabriel Jesus got to work as he scored in 4 consecutive games. So 5 games in, we decided to test this team against Spurs as Gabriel Jesus had 9 goals in 6 appearances. And just like in real life, Gabriel Jesus became the main man at Arsenal. So back for Gabriel Jesus. Can he get a goal already? Gabriel Jesus, and he puts it away. This man had a deadly eye for goal. Finds Gabriel Jesus, cuts to his right foot. Gabriel Jesus with a shot, and it goes in. That's his second goal of the game. We then conceded a goal to Harry Kane due to poor defending, but then something happened. Boys, the ref blows the whistle. Gabriel Jesus is down injured. With only 1 minute to go, I'm gonna sim the rest of the game. Let's hope that we pick up a victory. Let's hope that Gabriel Jesus is okay. The news has hit us. Gabriel Jesus will be out for 9 months with an anterior cruciate ligament injury. And yes, boys, just like that, with 11 goals in 7 games, he will be out for the rest of the season. It was gonna be a tough season without Gabriel Jesus, but we simped to the end of the season, and of course, we couldn't win the title. However, we still had a shining light in Eddie Nketiah scoring 20 goals in Gabriel Jesus' absence. Moving on to season number 2, we got rid of Granit Xhaka to Lazio and Maitland Niles to Sevilla. And that they gave us 256 million to sign 2 players. And the 2 players we have gone for is Wilfred Ndidi from Leicester City and Alessandro Bastoni from Inter Milan. With Gabriel Jesus back from injury and the squad looking amazing, we have a chance for this year. And we decided to test this new team out in the first game of the season against Villa. And well, straight back from injury, Gabriel Jesus lit up the show. Looking for his first goal of the season, Gabriel Jesus with a shot, and he picks up right where he left off. Let's find Gabriel Jesus, who cuts to his left foot. It's still Gabriel Jesus on his left foot. Can he score again? And yes, he does. Gabriel Jesus for his hat-trick to finish it, and it's a first half hat-trick. After that 3-0 victory, we simmed halfway through the season and we're sitting in first place, only losing 1 game. And it seemed like everything was clicking as 3 players were above 10 goals this year so far. So we decided to sim a game against Liverpool. Here's what happened. And that was going to be a huge mistake as Bukayo Saka and Kieran Tierney both get injured in the first half. Yes, boys, another season, another injury crisis. With only 4 months left in the season, can we win the league title? And the reports have come back in, and Bukayo Saka will be out for 3 months. And Kieran Tierney will also be out for 3 months, almost the whole season. With only 4 months left in the season, can we win the league title? So we stepped to the final game of the season, and we're sitting in first place, only 1 point above Chelsea and 2 points away from Liverpool. All we had to do was win against Brighton. With Bukayo Saka and Tierney out injured, we had to replace him with Reece Nelson and Zinchenko. Like I said, all we literally had to do is win this game, but of course, it's Arsenal. Oh, it's Sima, Abdallah Sima with a shot, and it's 1-0 to Brighton. But after fighting a whole 80 minutes, we finally got a chance. Through ball to Tielemans. Can we equalize the game in the 80th minute? Yes, we do. Okay, there's 9 minutes left to go. Come on, come on, Arsenal. We need to win the league title. We just need to win this game. And with the time ticking down in the clock, we got one final opportunity to win this league. It's Reece Nelson. Come on, Reece Nelson. 1 minute left to go. It's Reece Nelson. Reece Nelson, finish it, Reece Nelson. It goes wide. Reece Nelson. You could have won us the league title, bro. It goes wide. The league title must not be ours then. Reece Nelson reacts in despair as the ref blows the whistle, and we do not lift any trophy as Chelsea end up winning it. Starting off season number 3 with a positive as Saka and Tierney are back from injury. However, this season we had around 300 million, but I did believe that this side was good enough and we did not sign a single player. So to start off the season, in our first home game, we decided to take on the champions of last year. And as per usual, Gabriel Jesus starts with his great form. Gabriel Jesus still on the ball. Gabriel Jesus, left footed finish, and he puts it away in the 43rd minute. We are beating the champions of England, and then we produced another masterclass of an attack. It's still Bukayo Saka with a shot, and it goes in. The ref blows a whistle. We win 2-0. If we could beat the champions, surely we could become the champions. And now, simming all the way to January, we're sitting in second place, 1 point behind Chelsea. And as for the squad, once again, Gabriel Jesus continues to carry the side with 21 goals. However, as the final hour of deadline day went down, this happened. And as I clicked the last hour of the transfer window, Bukayo Saka left. Wait, what's going on? So it turns out Bukayo Saka has joined Chelsea for 130 million. But why did he leave? Yes, boys, for some weird reason, Bukayo Saka left the club and we were stuck with Reece Nelson, the man who missed the final shot last year. There was going to be a lot of pressure on Nelson to finish off the season. But straight away, Reece Nelson proved us wrong by scoring 2 games in a row. With 8 goals from him this season, we simmed to the end of the year with 1 game left and we are currently 1 point behind Chelsea. And what other way to decide the league title against Chelsea on the final game of the season? This is our potential final lineup. Let's go ahead and get into the game. This Arsenal team had passion as we had 3 early chances, but we were still denied. After dominating the whole game, finally in the 80th minute, something happened in the match. It's King Kai with 9 minutes to go. King Kai Havertz with the chip. Is it gonna go in? And we concede in the 81st minute. No, boys, we might miss out on the title again. And boys, just like that, the title can slip once again. After all we've been through, there's only a couple minutes left to go to somehow pick up a victory. It's Reece Nelson, wins the ball back. It's Reece, finds Odegaard, let's captain, turns, left-footed shot, and it goes in. Oh my god, boys, there's 5 minutes left to go. Reece Nelson gives the assist to Captain Martin Odegaard. There's 5 more minutes. We just have to win the ball back quickly. With only 3 minutes left to go, was there time to finish this fairy tale? Let's find Odegaard. Odegaard into Reece Nelson, who lets it run. He has a space. Reece Nelson, first time finish. And this time, he finishes it with only 2 minutes left to go, boys. We turn it around. And yes, boys, Reece Nelson, the man who blew the league title last year, has come back and given us the league title as the ref blew the whistle. And we pick up another league title to complete 35% of the video. And now winning the Premier League with Arsenal is very impressive, but not as impressive as winning it with Man United at the end of the video. So up next, we did have Brighton Hove Albion with a pretty decent squad and we had 45 million to spend. The first thing we did was recall Dennis Undav from loan, and then we signed 2 players in Strujic and Oliver Skip. And the squad was looking pretty decent in season 1 as Lewis Dunk captained the side. So at the end of season 1, we finished in 13th place, but we had to make a lot of changes if we wanted to win the Premier League. So in season number 2, we decided to clear out the squad by transfer listing a lot of the players. This resulted in 6 players getting sold, which did give us a total of 111 million to upgrade the side. And in season number 2, we went on a spending spree as we brought in Melvin Bard, Sofiane Diop, Adam Ida, Calvin Ramsey, and Keane Lewis Potter. The only change to the starting 11 was Sofiane Diop, but the rest were brought in for the bench. And this time around in season number 2, we finished in an impressive 8th place, but we have been conceding a lot, so it's time to sign some defenders. With Robert Sanchez doing all the work with 10 clean sheets, we did really need to sign them defenders. So in season number 3, we were given 116 million, which we used to sign Moise Kean, a new striker, and Joe Gomez, a pretty good center back. So since we signed Joe Gomez, Dunk moves on to the bench and Lamptey becomes the captain. However, somewhere in the final game of the season, we were sitting in first place with 78 points. But of course, Caio Henrique puts them 1-0 up. However, at halftime, Liverpool were not winning, so if we could somehow get at least 1 goal back and the score stay the same over there, we will be Premier League winners. And with that news, these Brighton players really flipped up the switch as they went on attack after attack. And then finally, we got the golden opportunity and Undav puts it away. But the question was, did Liverpool tie their game? And yes, boys, that exactly happened as we picked up our 8th trophy of the video. From one mid-table team to another, we have Crystal Palace with a pretty promising side as well. Converting Michel Olise to a right wing was a priority as we sold a couple more players to accumulate 65 million. And with that 65 million, we brought in 3 promising players in Decathlon, Max Aarons, and we brought back Conor Gallagher from Chelsea. Even though this side isn't the highest rated, they have a lot of potential, so winning the Premier League will be pretty soon. However, in season number 1, we took a huge step to that as we finished in 12th place, and if we look at the side, Guaita is probably the letdown. So in season number 2, right away, we sold Tompkins so we can have 74 million to spend on the squad. We brought in 4 players in Livakovic, a new goalkeeper, Reece Nelson, Dale Fry, and Matt Clark. Livakovic was the only change to the starting 11 as the rest were used for bench players. At the end of season number 2, more progress was made, and like I mentioned before, this side has a lot of potential as they're already growing to insane overalls. So that means in season number 3 with 100 million, we could have a huge opportunity of winning it this year. With our brand new budget, we have brought in Max Kakare from Lyon and Edmund Tapsoba from Leverkusen. And now with those signings, we have an amazing side. So if we do not win it this year, I'm pretty sure we're gonna win it next year. And sadly, this year wasn't the one as we finished in 2nd place, a couple points behind Liverpool. And to be honest, a Decathlon injury probably let us down this season. And now in season number 4, I decided to spend our whole 140 million on one signing, and that signing being Achraf Hakimi from PSG. And just having Hakimi in the team absolutely upgraded the side to new levels. So we went ahead and sipped to the end of the season to find out that we're sitting in 2nd place, tied on points with Liverpool. And early in the game, we take the lead with a Decathlon goal, but Timothy Weah equalizes for West Ham. And then out of nowhere, Sanderberg puts West Ham in the lead, but Decathlon makes up for his injury last year and scores an equalizer. And probably the luckiest moment ever in the video occurred. Oh, Zaka wins the ball back. It's well for Zaka. Finish. Let's go, boys. In the 80th minute, who else but the captain? Yes, somehow Liverpool choked the league title as we win another Premier League. After 2 long journeys with Brighton and Palace, we had Liverpool. It should be easy, right? With pretty much a world-class side already, we just needed a couple of tweaks if we want to win this title. With an amazing squad already, we sold Roberto Firmino to Arsenal for 70 million. And that gave us 228 million so we can go ahead and sign Milan Skriniar and Christopher Nkunku. Gonna look at this squad, surely we're gonna win the Premier League in the first time of asking. So we decided to test out this super team against Forest. Straight away, Salah gave us the first opportunity. Into Mohamed Salah. Mohamed Salah crossing into Diego Jota with a header, and it goes in. And you know what? Salah decided he wanted to score for himself, so he produced this. Salah looking for his first goal of the season. It's still Mohamed Salah. Salah finish on Mohamed Salah, and he puts it away. Mohamed Salah then scores a banger, and we concede 1 to Awoniyi, but we still win the game 3-1. So confident we're winning the title, we send all the way to the season, but we find ourselves in second place, 1 point behind United. So in order to win the Prem, we need to beat Wolves and hope that United drop points against Palace. However, the Golden Boot race was a different story as Mohamed Salah has scored 40 goals this year. And Mohamed Salah continues to carry us as he scores this banger. It's Mohamed Salah. Mohamed Salah from outside the box. Mohamed Salah with an early shot, and it goes in. And then Mohamed Salah decided to score another. Here we go on the run once again. Can we make it 2-0? Back into Mohamed Salah for his brace. First time finish, and yes, we have. With my United bottle jobbing like usual, Mohamed Salah picks up his hat-trick, but the question is, are we Premier League winners? The ref blows the whistle. Did we win the Premier League title? Please. Please. Boys, we have missed out on the league title. Man United won their game. Salah carried us this season, and he can't win that title. But I'm confident if we keep Mohamed Salah, we're definitely winning the Premier League next year. With 360 million in the budget, I neglected bringing in a new signing because I believe that this side can win the Premier League. And straight away to start of the season, we sent this game against West Ham where Salah picked up 5 goals. So we ended the transfer window signing absolutely nobody, as 10 games in, we were undefeated with maximum amount of points. As per usual, Mohamed Salah was already carrying us with 16 goals. We then decided to play this Merseyside derby, which was a mistake. It's to Mohamed Salah. Salah. No, boys. Salah goes down to the ground. Let's kick out the ball, please. He cannot be injured. He's been carrying us all last season and this season. We have to sub him out. Please, I beg that he's not out for a long time. So, of course, we had to sub him out and we brought in Darwin Núñez. And Darwin Núñez decided to come on and play for Salah as he picked up a hat-trick to win the Merseyside derby. But boys, it's terrible news. Mohamed Salah will be out for 8 months for the rest of the season. It's going to be a difficult rest of the season as Salah already had 16 goals in the Premier League. Let's hope we can still win that title for him. However, even though we didn't have Mohamed Salah, this team just continued winning and Darwin Núñez continued scoring. So halfway through the season, we still had a perfect record. And without Mohamed Salah, a new player came into the ranks, and that player is Darwin Núñez. Scoring 16 goals so far this season, surely he's going to be the reason we win the Premier League. So we simmed all the way to the last 2 games of the season against City and Newcastle. And like I said, with 2 games left, we're sitting pretty at the top of the table with 102 points, but Man City were right behind. If we could pick up a victory against City at their home stadium, we could be Premier League winners 1 game early. And early in the game, it seemed like that was going to happen because we had 2 good opportunities. But of course, it wasn't going to be that easy. So with a shot, and boys, we go down. We cannot lose this game because Man City will have a 2-point lead, and we can't have that, man. We then had the opportunity to pull one back. Thiago does find Christopher Nkunku, who turns right-footed shot. Nkunku, let's go, boys. It's 1-1. Come on. There's still a chance that we do not lose this game. And no matter how hard we tried in this match, this happened. Please do not concede now. It's the 85th minute. It's still Phil Foden. Phil Foden has a space. He takes it with a shot, and boys, we may have possibly lost the league title here. It's been a very long season without Mohamed Salah. Can we somehow win the Premier League this season? A 2-1 loss to Man City. Newcastle is up next. And with the final game of the season left to be played, Man City need to lose their game and we need a win to become Prem champions. However, I had faith after this opportunity. Darwin Núñez, can he finish early in the game? Darwin Núñez, and he puts it away. We take a 1-0 lead, but that doesn't matter. We need to hope that Man City lose and Everton win for us. Is it enough? And then we went on the attack again. It's still Luis Diaz with the cross in. Can he find somebody? Diego Jota with a finish, and it goes in with a beautiful goal. So we were now 2-0 up, and Man City were drawing to Everton. We needed Everton to win the game. Darwin Núñez then continues his form, picks up 2 more goals to get his hat-trick. But there was still one question left to be answered. Ref blows the whistle. Moment of truth. Did we win the Premier League? The fans are celebrating. And please. Yes, we've been crowned champions. They said it. Let's go, boys. as the ref blew his whistle, we lifted up our 10th Premier League title of the video. We're halfway done. Winning the Premier League with Liverpool was relatively easy, but Man United is a whole different story. So we go from Liverpool to their rivals in Everton Football Club, who have a pretty decent team. The first thing we did was recall Moise Kean from loan and sold Yerry Mina and Dominic Calvert-Lewin to have 140 million. And with that 140 million, we brought in James Maddison, Dwight McNeil, and Ismail Assar to the side. It does seem like we did decrease the side, but they have a lot of potential, and Mason Holgate is the brand new captain. But we slipped to the end of the season, and somehow we're sitting in second place, 3 points behind the league leaders. We needed Liverpool to lose their game and us beat Arsenal in order for us to win the Premier League. We started off the game really strong as we almost scored 2 goals. And at halftime, Liverpool were drawing. We needed Wolves to win and us to win as well. But even with all of our hard work, Odegaard picks up a double and Liverpool win the Premier League. So moving on to season number 2, we sold 3 players to accumulate 277 million. And with all that money, we brought in Mason Mount, Jose Maria Jimenez, and John Stones back to the club. And our squad was looking very promising as John Stones became our new captain. But moving on to the end of the season, we finished at second place, and as you guys can see, we conceded a lot of goals. So as I looked at the side, that left back and that center mid position was looking very weak. So in season number 2, we were given 252 million, which we signed Ben Chilwell and Yuri Tielemans to the side. This squad was looking like a Premier League winning side, and as we sit to the end of the season, all we needed to do was not lose to Leeds and we'll be the champions. We had a huge opportunity at the beginning, but we missed it, but then James Maddison answered our prayers by scoring this lucky header. And then Yuri Tielemans picks up the second goal, and James Maddison finishes off with a brace, and we pick up our 11th Premier League trophy of the video. We are now swiftly moving on to the underdog of the Premier League so far this season, Fulham. They have a pretty decent side, but we ended up selling Tom Kearney and Bobby Decandova-Reid for funds. And those sales gave us 45 million to go ahead and sign Harvey Elliott and Oliver Skip to join the side. The squad wasn't the best, but had potential, and Harvey Elliott will lead the side. And at the end of the season, we finished in a decent 11th place as Michiro scored so many goals. And at the start of season number 2, we were gifted 57 million and the defense was looking pretty weak. We have gone ahead and brought the double signing of Eric Dyer and Ryan Sessegnon from Tottenham Hotspur. And now we had a good mix of young players and experience to go ahead and help us win the Premier League. And this time around, we improved, finishing in 7th place, and our goals were looking very good. However, even though Solomon scored 18 and Mitrovic scored 16, we need a player that's going to score 20 goals per season. So in season 3, we were given 81 million and we signed 2 amazing players. The player that will be scoring 20 goals per season is Jared Bowen from West Ham, and Joe Gomez has been signed to help the defense. So with this brand new side, we were hoping Jared Bowen will be the man to send us to the title. So we slipped to the end of season 3 and we were at the top of the table, tied with Chelsea on points. My signing was a masterclass as Jared Bowen has scored 23 goals so far this season, and we had to beat Chelsea to be Premier League winners. However, early in the game, Timo Werner scored the first goal. However, super captain Ryan Sessegnon did not let us lose the game so easily. And with the clock running down in the 87th minute, the game froze a little bit, but this happened. Box with a finish and it goes in. And yes, boys, the game finishes 2-1 and we pick up another Premier League trophy. We're doing amazing so far. We then move on to the beautiful story of Leeds United. Looking at the team, it needed a lot of work, so we went ahead and sold 4 players. And 2 of those players was well-respected Luke Ayling and the bot, that is Daniel James. And with those sales, we now have 80 million, which we spent on Christian Pulisic and Winston McKennie to join the squad. The 2 Americans joined the side as Ian Meslier will be the captain of the save. So we simmed halfway through the season and it was not looking good as we're sitting in 18th place. And as I brainstormed and looked at the side, I noticed that there's not a lot of players with Premier League experience. However, we only have 11 million, not enough money to sign any experienced player. So we just had to soldier on and hopefully things got better. However, even if we were hopeful, we continuously got slapped by team after team. And now after those 5 games, we're sitting in 19th place, and now our main striker Patrick Bamford got injured. Patrick Bamford was going to be out for the rest of the season and it was not looking likely we were going to survive relegation. Rodrigo had to come in up top, who has only played 9 games and scored 1 goal this season. It was going to be horrible. But then suddenly our form started to pick up and Rodrigo even scored a hat-trick. With 3 back-to-back wins, we have somehow climbed out of the relegation zone in 16th place. So we had 10 games to go, so I simmed to the end of the season and surprise, surprise, we're sitting in the relegation zone again. We were only 2 points behind Brentford, and that was the team we were playing in the last game of the season. So the result of this match is simple. Whoever loses relegates and whoever wins stays up. Early in the game, we pressured high and we got rewarded for that. It's Sinistera on the ball, gives it to Ericsson. We win the ball back from the keeper and we score a goal with Ericsson. Surely we're gonna survive relegation if we win this game. And then in the 43rd minute, we took a chance. Before halftime, Rodrigo from outside the box with a finish and it goes in. What a brilliant goal. Surely that goal is still keeping us here in the Premier League. And with a little bit of luck, something else goes well. Pulisic, the American with a shot, and it's a save, but it goes in. So after one American's goal, the other American won a little bit of credit as well. Does find Rodrigo back into Winston McKennie. with a shot, and he puts it away. Relegation is away from us. We're now relegating this season. So after scraping survival, in season number 2, we went ahead and sold 4 players. And one of them was a bold decision to sell Rodrigo, who saved us last year. However, those sales did produce us 109 million to sign 4 players. So we went ahead and signed Calvin Phillips, Connor Cody, Serginho Dest, and Zach Steffen. Calvin Phillips and Connor Cody were brought in for experience. Serginho Dest and Zach Steffen were brought in for the American links. And of course, who else but Phillips to be captain, as Bamford came back from injury. This time around, halfway through the season, we're sitting in 3rd place. And I'm pretty sure our biggest problem was our goal scoring, as only Pulisic had plus 10 goals. But once again, we had no money, so we decided to change the formation. To go ahead and help Patrick Bamford, we have switched to a 4-3-2-1, putting Pulisic and Sinisterra as right forward and left forward. And that formation change helped straight away, as we won 4-0, 3-0, and 6-0. And now 24 games played, we were only behind United by 8 points, sitting in 2nd. So I simmed to the end of the season, and with 1 game left, the title race was looking hot. We were in 1st with 81 points, and United and City were tied with 80 points. A win for us would give us the Premier League title, but a loss and a Man United victory, they would win the title. And early in the game, we pick up an amazing opportunity. It's into Winston McKennie with a shot, and we put it away in the 4th minute already. We could possibly win the league. And in the 30th minute, things just got better. And then Anderson through ball. It's Christian Pulisic with a chip shot, and it's a great save. And it's a second shot into McKennie, and he picks up his brace. And at halftime, we were winning 2-0, but Man City were 3-0 up. So if we somehow bottled this and lost or draw, Man City would be Premier League winners. And in the 60th minute, we messed up. We give the ball away. It's Bukayo. Oh no, here come Arsenal. It's Bukayo Saka looking for a goal. It's still Bukayo, crosses back in into Odegaard with a shot. Boys, 2-1. No, we cannot bottle this. We cannot bottle this. And like many times in this video, something terrible happened. Gabriel is still in the ball. Please, let's not concede. Back into Horta. With only 7 minutes left to go, we may have lost the league title. Boys. Just like that, Arsenal score the equalizer and we lose the Premier League title to Manchester City. And just like that, by 1 point, we miss out, but hopefully next season is better. And in season number 3, we had a mission with 200 million in the bank. And as I looked at the squad, we needed to get rid of Patrick Bamford and Robin Koch, as they were not good enough last season. And boys, we brought in 2 huge signings, the first one being Erling Haaland from Man City, and the second one being Rafael Varane from Man United. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, I signed Malaysia from United as well. And just in case you guys were wondering, we signed Haaland for 90 million because that was his release clause at the time. So we now had an amazing defender and possibly the best player in the game, and we're probably gonna win the league title. So I wanted to test this team out against Southampton. And of course, Erling Haaland did Erling Haaland things. Sinisterra through ball to Erling Haaland. Early in the game, can we score already? Erling Haaland with a shot, and he puts it away. Christian Pulisic through ball to Erling Haaland. Has an easy run. It's still Erling. Customs back for Erling Haaland with a finesse shot, and it goes in. Calvin Phillips does find Erling Haaland. Erling Haaland on the ball. Erling Haaland with a finesse shot from outside the box, and it goes in. Haaland is just too good. As Erling Haaland picked up his match ball, the domination continued as we continuously picked up win after win after win. So 16 games in, we're sitting at the top of the table undefeated, as well as Man United. And of course, up next, we did have Man United a chance to take them down. However, unlike this season, well, let me just show you. Finds Jaden into Ronaldo with a shot, brilliant save, but it's Marcus Rashford with a follow-up, and we concede. Cristiano gets past one. It's to Cristiano Ronaldo. Ronaldo still on the ball. Cristiano with a shot, and it goes in, boys. Through ball into Rashford. Rashford has a space. He's gonna have a shot. Rashford with a chip shot. Please save it, and it goes in, boys. We lost our undefeated run to the other undefeated team. Can we somehow stop Man United in the tracks? Can Erling Haaland carry us to a league title this season? Man United with 17 victories, will they ever lose a game? And like I said, Erling Haaland is already carrying us. Can he continue that good form? So we have sim to the end of the season, and we were still in 2nd place. However, Man United yet to lose a game. But to our luck, they did pick up a draw. That means we were only 1 point behind them. And of course, to end off the season, we had to rematch Man United in hopes to win the Premier League title off them. Is this final team good enough to finally take down Man United and lift that Premier League trophy? But early on, we had a terrible start. Jadon Sancho looking for a shot, finds Marcus Rashford, and we concede a goal already. 10 minutes in, and the league title could be lost on this goal. We have to turn this around. Man United then have 2 chances, but Meslier saves those. And after 24 minutes, we finally got our first chance. And he's through. The top goal scorer, the best player in the team, Erling Haaland, on his left foot. Can he finish? And it hits the crossbar. And then, of course, our lives just had to get more difficult. Cristiano Ronaldo, the best player in the world. It's still Cristiano. Cristiano versus Varane. Oh, and he brings him down. Varane. No, he gives him a penalty. Surely Ronaldo's gonna score this. A lot of pressure on Ronaldo. There's a lot of pressure on Meslier to save this. If he scores, we might now win the Premier League. Cristiano goes to the left side. Brilliant save, Meslier. Let's go. And after that huge penalty save, we were 1-0 down at halftime, where we decided to bring in Bamford to have another attacker in the side. And finally, in the 52nd minute, when you pass the ball to Haaland, you only expect one thing. Pulisic on the ball. Does find Erling Haaland, who cuts his right foot. It's Erling Haaland on his right foot. Can he finish it? And yes, he does. He makes it 1-1. We just need to score one more goal, and we're Premier League champions. And boys, with only 78 minutes to go, Who was the one that said Bamford isn't Premier League quality? Does find Erling Haaland. Haaland on the ball. Does find Sinistera. It's Paddy Bamford with a shot and he puts it away. Patrick Bamford, out of all the players that could have scored, he makes it 2-1 in the 79th minute. This could be the title win. This could be the title win. And yes, boys, the referee blows the whistle. Patrick Bamford wins us the Premier League title as we lift up another one. This time around, Man United miss out on the title, but trust me, later they'll get their vengeance. We then move on to a team who can't sign or keep a player in Leicester. And you know what? This squad was pretty decent, but straight away I made a controversial decision. We ended up selling 2 players, and 2 of those players was James Maddison and Yuri Tielemans. However, those humongous sales gave us 200 million to spend on this side. Getting rid of 2 world-class players, we brought in 3 prospects in Szoboszlai, Madueke, and Gavardia. And now the squad got weaker, but we built for the future as Harvey Barnes is the new captain. However, in season number 1, it was an unexpected 10th place finish. So in season number 2, I decided to get rid of the legends to start a new era at Leicester. Michael joining Nice and Vardy joining Atletico, we also sold 4 more players to improve the funds. And once again, we had 207 million, which we spent on a couple signings. So I decided to sign Unai Simon and Dusan Vlahovic to help us win that Premier League. Our squad was now looking amazing, and it looks like I was right. We finished in 4th place in season 2. And our 2 new signings shine as Unai Simon picked up 11 clean sheets and Vlahovic picked up 18 goals. However, in season 3, we still had improvements to make as we had 166 million. So we went ahead and signed Haidara from Leipzig and Tomori from Milan to have this brilliant squad. And probably to everyone's surprise, we sipped to the end of the season and we were 1 point behind Man City. So as long as we won this game against Bournemouth and Man City either draw or lose, we will be Premier League champions. And of course, we played against Bournemouth, so we picked up a 2-0 victory, goals from Harvey Barnes, the captain, and Nani Madueke. And as you guys can see, Man City lose their game as we pick up our 14th Premier League title of the video. So up next, we had Money Club Newcastle, and this was the squad. Straight away, I transfer listed at least half the squad and went ahead and sold a couple of them. And all those sales gave us 277 million as we are already a rich club. And with all that money, we have brought in 4 super signings and Marco Asensio, Alessio Romangoli, Andres Silva, and Arthur from Juventus. And taking a look at the squad, it was amazing already. And with all the money we're gonna have, it's gonna be easy to win the title. However, before the transfer window ended, I decided to bring in Keylor Navas, and he has been added to the squad. However, straight away, we were expected to win the league. Every time we didn't win the league, we'd have to sell our 2 best players. However, this super team started off great as they picked up 3 victories in a row. So we simmed halfway through the season and we're sitting in 2nd place, 1 point behind United. And even our striker Andres Silva was dominating the league, sitting in 2nd place. And this side just would not stop as we picked up win after win. So we simmed all the way to the end of the season, and with 1 game left, we're still in 2nd place, still 1 point behind United. So we had to go ahead and beat Fulham and hope Man United draw or lose. If not, we're gonna have to lose our 2 best players by selling them next season. And of course, beating Fulham wasn't gonna be an issue. Wilson gives it back to Gimares. Gimares has a space with a shot and he puts it away straight away. 3 minutes in, we pick up another goal through Callum Wilson, but at halftime, Man United were winning. It wasn't looking likely. Then Andres Silva picks up a 2nd half hat-trick, but we didn't even celebrate, knowing Man United won their game and we missed out on the title. So season number 2, as promised, we transfer listed our 2 best players. Andres Silva ended up going to Barcelona while Keylor Navas transferred to Napoli. And this time around, we had 359 million to sign 4 superstars. So the 4 players we have brought in is Coin Castillos from Wolfsburg, Victor Osimhen, Alphonso Davies, and Anthony Martial from United. So this was the final squad, and surely this time around, we'd win the Premier League. But exactly like last season, we started off amazing, winning games. Simming halfway through the season, again, we're sitting in 2nd place, but this time behind Liverpool. And this Newcastle team just became a powerhouse, still picking up victory after victory. This time around, simming to the end of the season, we're at the top of the table, 2 points ahead of Liverpool. And in the final game of the season, we played Leicester City while Liverpool played Fulham, so the only thing we had to do was win this game. And I'm confident in saying this is our final team because today we're winning the Premier League. However, at the start of this game, we just kept getting denied a shot after shot saved. And at halftime, it was not looking good as Liverpool were winning 2-0. But then in the 82nd minute, we finally had a golden opportunity. Can he score? Can he win us the Premier League title? Victor Osimhen, and it hits the crossbar. But after this boring game, we tie 0-0. And we lose the league title to goal difference. And yes, Liverpool win their game as they scored 8 more goals than us this season. That means we had to transfer list Alphonso Davies and Victor Osimhen. And to start off season number 3, Osimhen went to Real Madrid while Alphonso Davies went to Man City. Even though we sold those players, we now accumulated 624 million to upgrade the side. Surely this time we'll be winning the title. And those 4 super signings are Dusan Vlahovic and Mateusz de Ligt from Juventus. And we have brought in 2 fullbacks in Achraf Hakimi and Ferland Mendy for a lot of money. Take a look at the squad. Surely this is the season that we win it. So we decided to test this team against Everton. And of course, nothing but domination as new signing Dusan Vlahovic picks up a hat-trick. And as per usual, this team dominated, picking up 4+ goals in 4 games. And with 13 games undefeated alongside Liverpool and our players being in the top goal scorers, we had to face Liverpool, who are in 2nd place. After an extremely boring game, Liverpool had 1 chance, and this happened. Gets past the defender, Diego Jota with a finish, and it goes in, boys. With 5 minutes left to go, we have potentially lost the most important game of the season, spending millions upon millions, and it just seems like every time we need to win a game, we can't do it. Can money buy a league title? So we sip to the final game of the season, and we're sitting in second place, 1 point behind Liverpool. And as you can see on the right side, we'll be playing Liverpool for the Premier League title, but they are undefeated. At the start of this game, we were dominating as we couldn't score with the 3 chances we've had. But finally, after trying our video and spending our video, we finally had a good opportunity. Martial through ball into Bruno Guimaraes, the captain. Can he finish this game off? Let's go. We have taken the lead. The captain, the man who started this whole takeover, Bruno Guimaraes, can possibly send us to the Premier League title. And boys, after not being able to finish in the big games in the past, we finally put this game away. Bruno Guimaraes once again. Here comes Bruno. Can he cross it in into Dusan Vlahovic? Can he finish? And he does. Let's go. Bruno Guimaraes gets the assist. So yes, the ref blows the whistle and we win another Premier League title. It looks like money can buy trophies. And yes, it was another brilliant journey with Newcastle, but not as hard as the journey we had with Manchester United. Moving on from the Magpies, we now have the Hammers in West Ham, who have a pretty good team. So we started off by sending our 2 attacking mids in Pablo Fornaus and Manuel Lanzini to go ahead and accumulate 95 million. And with that 95 million, we spent on 2 players who have a lot of potential in Lucas Paqueta and Evan Ndika. Taking a look at the squad in season number 1, it was looking very good as we finished in 4th place in the first season. And taking a look at our team, our defense was probably our weak spot. So we started off season number 2 by selling Aaron Cresswell and Michel Antonio to get 168 million to spend on a couple players. And the 3 signings that were made in season number 2 was Owen Wisdow, Armando Broja, and Tyrese Dolan. With Owen Wisdow being the only one joining the starting 11, while Broja and Dolan are good backups. However, in season number 2, we took a step down as we finished in 7th place. And taking a look at the stats this season, I feel like 3 players should have 20 plus goals in this West Ham side. So in season number 3, we were given 112 million and we spent it all on Marcus Rashford to hopefully get us that title. With Rashford now in the side and the squad growing to an amazing heights, I think we could win the Premier League. And win the Premier League we did, as we had one last game left and the Premier League was already won. However, bringing in Rashford was not what I expected. Instead of him scoring the goals, he pressured Vlasic to score more goals. So this was our final lineup as we took an early lead with Scamacca. And in this game, we showed why we were Prem champions, scoring 2 more goals than conceding 1 as we lifted up another Premier League title. Getting to the business end in the video as we took over Wolves with a pretty good side, most of them Portuguese. And straight away, we made one sale of Johnny to Barcelona for 36 million. With that sale, we were given 90 million, and you know exactly what I had to do was sign 2 Portuguese players in Mateus Nunes and Gonçalo Inácio. And at the end of season number 1, we finished in a respectable 7th place, but I looked at the side, and as much as I love Jimenez and Connor Cody, it was time to replace them with younger talents. So in season 2, straight away, we got rid of 4 Deadwood players and got 107 million. So we went ahead and replaced Connor Cody with Eric Garcia and replaced Jimenez with Julian Alvarez. And not only that, but we signed Matt Turner as a backup goalkeeper as Ruben Neves became the new captain. However, even with the brand new signings, we stayed in the same place, finishing in 7th. So I went ahead and took a look at the stats, and Julian Alvarez and Pedro Neto was just fine, but Adama Traore was the issue. So in season number 3, with 98 million, we replaced Adama Traore with Anthony as we improved the side. We reached the final game of the season where we were leading the league with 1 point above Man United. And not only that, but the signing of Anthony was a masterclass as he scored 24 goals this season. So we lined up against Burnley knowing we only need to win and we'll be Premier League winners. And well, we were playing against Burnley, and Julian Alvarez showed exactly why we signed them as he scored a hat-trick to lift our 17th Premier League trophy. And now moving on to my favorite club in the Premier League, it is Southampton, who have a terrible side in FIFA. So starting off with Southampton, we had to sell a couple players who did not belong here anymore. And even with the 4 sales, we only had 55 million to improve the squad. With that 55 million, we improved the side drastically as we signed Mario Neuer, Lucas Klosterman, and channel favorite young wonder kid Gutierrez, who served as a backup striker. So taking a look at the side, it was a pretty good side, but I did not expect to win the Premier League title anytime soon. However, out of nowhere, this side started to win games as we won 3 in a row. So you know what, after a perfect record so far, I decided to test the side against West Ham. However, this Southampton team couldn't stop performing. Chile through ball into Adam Armstrong. Can he finish Adam Armstrong? And it's a 1-0 lead. Then conceded an equalizer to Nikola Vlasic, but the magic just continued. Chile Adam still on the ball, comes back, Chile on his left foot, can he finish, and he puts it away. So far, we were 4 games in and we're proving the world wrong, but then something happened. Pressuring, I saw him fall down. Chile's injured. No, just when everything was going good at the start of the season, please don't be out for a long time. Yeah, boys, we're gonna have to take him off, throw in Gutierrez for the remainder of the game. However, even with that injury, that didn't stop us. Does find Gutierrez. It's Gutierrez on the ball. Does find Adam Arma. Adam Arma through ball. It's Gutierrez. Can he finish it? First time Gutierrez, and he puts it away. The ref blows the whistle. It finishes 3-1. But the question is Chele out for the rest of the season? And boys, the news is terrible. He's out for 10 months with an anterior cruciate ligament injury. Oh no, boys. As much as I do love Gutierrez, is he up to the task to play in the Premier League? Is he gonna be able to score the goals that we need to survive relegation, finish mid-table, or win the Premier League, whichever one happens? Guess there's only one way to find out. However, even with that injury, somehow, someway, this Southampton team couldn't be stopped, even Gutierrez scoring some goals. 10 games into the season, we're sitting in first place with 9 wins and 1 draw. We then simmed halfway through the season, where form slowed down a little bit, but we're still shining in the Premier League. And it seemed like there was a possibility to have an underdog story, as Redmond, Gutierrez, and Armstrong were all performing. So we went into this game against Newcastle, and once again, the good form just continued. To James Ward-Prowse. James Ward-Prowse has his place. He has a shot, and it goes in. We take a 1-0 lead against Newcastle. Golden Boy Gutierrez just kept doing well. Let's find Adam Arma. Adam Arma's gonna hold it. Adam Arma through ball to Gutierrez. It's still... Pen. The ref calls a penalty. James Ward-Prowse take it. Of course, the captain. We're gonna go to the bottom left. James Ward-Prowse with a finish, and it goes in. 2-0 against Newcastle. And it seemed like nothing will stop us this season, not even an injury. Let's wins the ball back. It's Gutierrez. Gutierrez in the ball. Gives it to Adam Armstrong. Can we finish it once again? And somehow, someway, 3-0. We're running riot. Are we the underdogs this season? So after we scored the third goal, I decided to sim the rest of the game, and well, it was a mistake. So after that third goal, I decided to sim the rest of the game as we were already winning, and we went 3-1. Then anything else happened? Adam Armstrong. He's injured. No, not again. This can't be happening again, bro. And sadly, once again, we get another ACL injury to our other striker. However, you'd think that there's hope as we were in January, but we look at the transfer budget and we could afford not a single player to replace him. And well, I did not want to sell any players, so it looked like Golden Boy Gutierrez would have to lead the line this season. And as much as we love this man in the channel, can he lead us to a possible title race that we're currently in? But it seemed like it was impossible to stop the Southampton team. They kept performing, getting win after win, bro. And looking at the table, 29 games into the season, we were somehow at the top of the table. So then we decided to sim to the last 2 games of the season where we were behind City by 1 point. And the 2 games left we had in the season was against Liverpool and Man City. We could somehow win the Premier League. And even though we had injuries to our 2 main strikers, Gutierrez, the channel legend, was performing with 18 goals. So you know what? It seemed crazy, but I was aiming for that league title at this point against Liverpool. And boys, when I say he's a channel legend, let me just show you. Prowse through ball into Gutierrez. Gutierrez finds it through ball with a chip shot. Can he score? And he somehow puts it away. Prowse through ball into Gutierrez. He's through. It's Gutierrez on his left. Can he finish? And he does, bro. 41 minutes in, 2-0 up. Yellow, brilliant tackle. Does find Gutierrez. It's Gutierrez looking for Cedric. Gutierrez with a shot. Can he finish? And yes, he does, bro. This guy's insane. You guys need to sign him in career modes, bro. So Gutierrez picks up his hat-trick as we pick up 3 points, but Man City also won. That means the final game will decide the Premier League title. With this final lineup, is there a way we can become the underdogs and win the Premier League in the first time of asking? Golden Boy Gutierrez takes an early chance, but of course, we remember it's Man City. If they win the league title. If they draw, they win the league title. We need to win. Kevin De Bruyne with a shot, and it goes in, boys. 17 minutes in, and we already go down 1-0. And early in the game, we fall short. After this fairy tale run so far, are we gonna lose the Premier League title in the last game of the season? But after that goal, we really woke up as we took 2 chances, but sadly, we couldn't score. And I remembered City are Centurions for a reason. It's Phil Foden now. Phil. It's still Phil. Does from Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva with a shot, and it goes in. However, like the rest of the season, this Southampton team could not give up. Tino finds Klosterman into Oro Romero with his left foot. Can he finish? It hits the crossbar, but Gutierrez puts it in. Boys, right before halftime, we make it 2-1. Come on, this game's not over. Golden Boy Gutierrez gives us hope, but then of course the captain had to come into play. To Prowse, he has a space, gives it to Shipman. It's Nathan Shipman, gives it back into Ward-Prowse. Please finish. Ward-Prowse, he makes it 2-2, and suddenly there's hope for the league title. There's around 25-35 minutes left. The title can be ours, bro. Let's go, Prowse. It was now 2-2 with 2 minutes left to go. Can we somehow win the Premier League? Loan to Nathaniel Redmond. Into Gutierrez. Gutierrez does fine. Ward-Prowse, he has a space. Ward-Prowse through ball. It's Nathaniel Tella. Can Nathaniel Tella finish it off? The man who hasn't done anything all season, and he puts it away in the 90th minute. Nathaniel Tella. And just like that, boys, from out of nowhere, this team pulled off a fairy tale as we win our 18th trophy. 2 teams left to go. It was like a dream come true for me. However, I have this one dream. Let me quickly tell you about my dream. It is my dream to be able to type career mode into YouTube and be the first result to pop up. So the first channel we have to pass is Goodwin. Make sure to drop a sub so we can take over career mode YouTube together. So moving on from Man City missing out on the title, it's now time to win it with them. And taking a look at this Man City side, it was obvious we could win the Premier League, especially with 253 million this season. So I decided to bring in 2 players, and Marco Corella and the big man, Lionel Messi. And with this team, I had no doubt we'll win the Premier League in the first time of asking, and of course, in the last game of the season, we were already Premier League winners. Playing Villa was a walk in the park as we scored 5 goals in total to win this Premier League title, setting up for the final team of the video, which is Manchester United, as we lift our 19th Premier League title. Oh yeah, and Erling Haaland scored 35 goals this season. He's not flopping in real life. But we reached the final team of the video, the hardest team to win the Premier League with, Manchester United, who have a pretty good squad in FIFA. However, with this Man United side, I wanted to try something a little bit different, as I transfer listed half the players to start a new generation here at Man United. But the first thing we did, which could be called a mistake, was selling Cristiano to Liverpool. And I'm just gonna go ahead and scroll through every single player we sold, because we sold a lot of players. And now it was time to start this new generation with 556 million. We made a total of 3 signings, but the first thing we did was recall Dean Henderson, as he was gonna be our main goalkeeper for this video. So we ended up signing Wilfred Ndidi, Joao Felix, and Ronaldo Araujo to improve this side in the future. And straight away, this new era started dominating as we won 4 in a row. And 5 games into the season, we're sitting in first place undefeated, with Liverpool undefeated as well. So we sim all the way to January, finding out that Liverpool, City, and United will be in this title race. With the squad growing and the players performing, we simmed this game against Wolves, which would be a mistake. No way, bro. 2 injuries in 1 game. Bruno Fernandes and Wan-Bissaka. Please don't be out for a long time. And we find out that main man Bruno Fernandes will be out for 7 months, while Wan-Bissaka will be out for 4 months. However, I did not learn from my mistakes, as I seen this game against Villa and Varane got injured. And of course, with our luck in this video so far, another ACL injury for the rest of the season. So sadly, for the rest of the season, we had to replace these players with Van de Beek, Martinez, and Dala, which was not an improvement. However, no matter what happened, this United side kept winning. So we simmed to the end of the season, sitting in first place. It seemed like the title was inevitable. And in the final game of the season, we'll be playing second place Liverpool, who are only a win behind us. And after one of the most boring games of the video, heartbreak occurred. Ronaldo, get the ball away. It's Cristiano. Finds Luis Diaz, looking for a shot, and it goes in, boys. We've been dominating the whole game. We might lose the Premier League to this goal by Luis Diaz. This cannot be happening. And yes, boys, the ref blows the whistle. Liverpool left the title, and we miss out by 1 point. However, we brush it off, moving on to Season 2, as we have 509 million to spend. So in Season 2, we signed Jude Bellingham, Reece James, and Ian Meslier as a backup goalkeeper. Bruno Fernandes and Varane back from injury. It seemed like we could challenge the league title once again this year. And once again, this United side continued to dominate, as they won 6 games in a row. And like I said, with 6 games and 6 wins, we seem to like halfway through the season where we're sitting in second place, 1 point behind Liverpool. And once again, the team continued to perform. It was only a matter of time when we won the Premier League title. So we simmed the game against Man City, and I just didn't learn, didn't I? Okay, come on, let's pick up another victory. And no, Sancho's injured. Joao Felix too. Bro, 2 injuries again mid-season. So our 2 best players have been injured. Let's see for how long. As you can see, Jadon Sancho has a torn quadricep muscle, out for 5 months. That's pretty much the rest of the season. And it's time for Joao Felix, and he's out for the same amount of time with the exact same injury, bro. These players need to get some rest. But the injuries did not matter, as we continued to win games. It was a question of when we were going to win the league title. With 9 games left to go, we're sitting pretty at the top of the table with 69 points. And as we move on to that last game of the season, we were only 3 points away from winning the title. And for some reason, the game did not want us to win the league title, as in the final game of the season, we had Liverpool again. With Felix and Sancho's injury, Marcus Rashford, the captain, put the team on his back as he scored 20 goals so far. Surely, this time around, the odds will be against us and we can beat Liverpool. But then, of course, the odds were always against us. Cristiano's looking for a shot. It's Ronaldo with a shot, and it goes in, boys. We go down 1-0 on the 28th minute after dominating, and he does the C at Old Trafford, boys. Come on. Once again, exactly like last season, everything was falling apart. It's Luis Diaz. Luis Diaz looking for a finesse shot, and he puts it away. We're 2-0 down, boys. This game might be over, and we will miss out on the league title once again to Liverpool. And it seemed like once again we'd miss out on the Premier League title to our biggest rivals, Liverpool. And not only that, we'd have to see Ronaldo lift up the trophy once again. But suddenly the team woke up and we started getting chances. After not giving up, this team finally got what they deserved. Malaysia through ball into Martial. Can he finish Martial? And yes, he does. 2-1, 75 minutes in. Come on. And in the 87th minute, our captain gave us a small glimpse of hope. Bruno Fernandes wins it back. It's Jude Bellingham through ball into Martial. Can we score the equalizer? Martial, first time finish. Yes, we have. 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes, boys, and we can win the league title. But sadly, even with that late comeback, we couldn't score our 3rd goal, so we missed out on the league title, watching Cristiano lift it once again. So in season number 3, we thought that our starting lineup was just fine, so we had to improve the bench. With 651 million, we spent it on a couple signings, but not spending all of the money. So we went ahead and signed 3 players to join the side, in Alphonso Davies, Christian Pulisic, and Joe Gomez from Liverpool. And now with the team stacked in the starting 11 and in the bench, surely this time around, we'd win the Premier League. But to start off the Premier League season, we had Liverpool, and we wanted to show them that this year we'd be the ones to win the title. And Captain Rashford, like usual, put the team on his back. Through ball all the way to Marcus Rashford. Can we get the first goal here? Marcus Rashford has a space. Finesse shot with his right foot, and he puts it away. 1-0 against Liverpool. He does find Bellingham, who does find Rashford, who's all by himself. Rashford with a finish, and he gets a second. A brace for him. And Rashford finds Davies. It's Joao Felix back into Marcus Rashford, and here comes Marcus looking for his hat trick. Marcus Rashford with a shot from there, and he puts it away. Alisson breaks down. Rashford scores his hat trick. Surely we're gonna win the Prem this year. In 2 games after that, the domination continued as we're sitting pretty top of the table, undefeated. So we simmed till we had 5 games after the season, while we're sitting in 2nd place, undefeated, while Liverpool had 1 loss, but still we're ahead of us. So here begins the story of when is Liverpool gonna lose. Timmy, come on, let's pick up a victory, and it's going to be a 3-0 victory. Let's go, boys. We do pick up the 3 points, but as you can see, Liverpool also win their game. Once again, we have another easy game against Brentford. Let's go ahead and get rid of these games, and it's going to be a 5-0 victory. This team is unstoppable. Another victory maintains our undefeated streak, but once again, Liverpool do not give in. Up next, we had a tough game against Tottenham, but they did not have Harry Kane, so it should be a little bit easier, and the score is 4-0. Another amazing victory. Another victory for us means another victory for Liverpool. There are 2 games left. Come on. We are facing an out-of-form 18th place Newcastle. It should be another easy victory. Let's hopefully get like maybe 3 or 4 goals in this game, and it's going to be a 4-0 victory. Let's go, boys. There is 1 more game left in the season, and still we are in 2nd place even though we're undefeated. And boys, and it seemed like no matter what, Liverpool were losing a game, but the game gave us one last chance as we face Liverpool in the final game of the season for the 3rd year in a row. As this game kicks off, I like to think of everything that's happened so far in this video. From overcoming injuries at Tottenham and Arsenal, to even the betrayals of Bukayo Saka and Brennan Johnson, and even the fairy tale story we had with Southampton. Journey in this video so far has been amazing, but it's not done just yet. Even through all the ups and downs and the whole month I've been producing this video, every single second has been worth it, but it all came down to this moment right here, beating Liverpool. It's find Marcus Rashford, who has space early in the game with a finesse shot, and it's a save, but Bruno Fernandes, can he put it back in? Bruno Fernandes, all the way to Alphonso Davies. He gets there. Davies looking for a cross in. He does find Jude Bellingham with a scissor kick, and it goes in. What a beautiful goal to possibly win the league title. That's an outstanding goal from Jude. But Salah looking to get past. He does find Curtis Jones into Ronaldo with a shot. It goes wide. Trying to beat Trent, and he beats Trent. It's to Rashford. Rashford from outside the box with a finesse shot. Brilliant save. Through ball into Mohamed Salah. Here comes Liverpool looking to equalize the game. Mohamed Salah versus Dean Henderson, and Salah wins it this time. After conceding to Mohamed Salah, this journey felt like a regret. It seemed like no matter what I did here at Man United, I just couldn't win the Premier League title, and this video would never be released. With only about half an hour left, is it still possible to win the Premier League title with the worst team in the Premier League? But ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who have been in my channel long enough, you know that I will never give up. Let's find Rashford. Rashford against the world. Gets past one. It's to Marcus Rashford. On his left foot, can he finish Marcus Rashford? And he puts it away with 5 minutes left to go. Is this the Premier League win? And boys, just like that, we have created the best ever career mode video on YouTube history. We won the Premier League with every single team in one video. Make sure to subscribe. I'll see you soon.